What is the biggest misconception of you at this point? What's one thing people think about you, but it's not true?
That I'm a porn star and that I will forever shake my boobs for a living.
Now, where does that misconception come from?
I got famous off of shaking my boobs on social media.
Viral skits?
Viral skits. The one skit that actually went, I think it hit about 18 million on Twitter. That was the actual shaking boob skit that I didn't know I was going to be known for shaking my boobs. We was just testing something out.
And what skit was it at? Could you give a brief description of that skit? What happened in that skit?
So we went to Denny's to record a skit of me pouring syrup on my body. But before we got the messy side of the video done, I just wanted to bother the waiter. It was just me loosening up and, having fun. And that's the video that wasn't planned. We didn't plan to do that video. It just, my manager so happens to be filming at the time, and I just wanted to mess around with the waiter.
So was that video something that accidentally was just posted, or you knew it was going to be posted?
At the time, we just needed content. So
Okay.
we didn't know we were going to post it, but we went ahead and posted it, and it surpassed the initial skit that we, entitled to do.
Now, when you say you were going to be pouring syrup on your body, the intention of that was for modeling purposes, or the intention was that to go viral and be some viral star, or what?
It was to go viral, to start building a fan base, and it worked.
Okay. And after that goes viral, and you had done previous skits before then?
No, that was those two skits, the syrup skit and the shaking boob skit with the waiter. Those were my first two videos ever.
And they went viral your first time?
Those went viral the first time.
Simultaneously, they both went viral?
Yes.
So when you say 18 million, we're talking about 18 million for both together, or?
Okay, so the syrup one we uploaded on my Instagram first, and it actually made World Star, where I gained probably like 130,000. That didn't go on Twitter. I didn't even know the other video with me shaking my boobs went on Twitter until my little sister sent me a screenshot. And it was, at the time, it was like at 10 million. Someone else posted it. And every now and then I would just check back into it. And that video alone, the one that we didn't intend to record, that hit 17 million the last time I checked.
You gained 130,000 followers off of World Star?
Yes, off of one video.
And that was on World Star's Instagram or World Star's website?
They posted it on the Instagram and the website. So yeah.
How many followers did you have before that skit went viral?
400.
Wow. 130,000, how much of a time span is 130 gained?
Overnight.
Really?
Yeah.
Overnight.
Overnight.
What'd you think when you had all these followers all of a sudden?
The first thought, I'm like, I have to think of more skits like this.
And that's when it became a thing for you.
Yep.
Now, if somebody were to go on your Instagram now, for example, because you have other social media profiles or platforms, you're on one profile on different platforms. If somebody were to go on your Instagram, you're not shaking your boobs in every skit. There's stuff that you post where you're not shaking your boobs, right?
Let me think. I'd say out of the bunch, let's say a random number, like say 30 videos, I'll probably say 27 of them are me shaking my boobs.
Now, are people asking for this, or are you just giving them this content of you shaking your boobs based off of how you got popular initially?
I've been testing the water, trying to see if other videos without me shaking my boobs will go just as viral as the ones before. And I'd get some comments that say, you're not shaking your boobs, delete this. And then if I do post a shaking boob skit, they're like, do you do anything else besides shake your boobs? So there's no telling. I just post whatever now. Like, if you like it, you like it. You don't, you don't. But yeah, I am trying to veer off of the shaking boobs stuff because I have more talents than just shaking my boobs.
What talents are they for somebody watching this that's curious?
Okay, you guys, just wait, listen. So I know how to songwrite. I make music. I know a little bit of beat production. I engineer, I mix, master, I build websites, I do graphics, logos. I've had a clothing line before where I made 30 grand in 6 weeks. I do makeup. The list just goes on. I'm multi-talented.
Have you shared these other talents yet with the world, aside from the boobs?
Before I started doing the skits, I was in the studio for quite some time. I've been engineering since 12. I'm 22 now, turning 23 in July. And yeah, I was a full-time engineer. So I'll say most of South Florida knows that I engineer and do graphics and build websites. And the world just knows me for shaking my boobs. So.
Now, just curious, when it comes to your boobs are natural.
Very, 100%. Never had any type of surgery done, never been under a knife, never had nothing, lips, nose, boobs, but nothing. Just all me.
And just curious, what size are you?
Right now I'm a double D, but my double D bras are getting kind of small. So I'll probably be triple D a size.
Now, I noticed that when somebody looks at your profile, for example, you have the videos where you shake your boobs. You've also body painted your body where, it's like you're showing your boobs. You're naked, but you're not really naked. It's like you're like artistically naked.
Correct. So Christina, she's so awesome. Like my first body paint, I was kind of nervous because I'm like, that's probably like my borderline of being provocative. But yeah, I was fully naked. But the way she paints it just kind of, I didn't feel naked, but I just knew I was naked. That was probably that is my favorite skit, the ice cream body painting skit. That's my favorite skit.
Did you have pasties on with that body paint or no?
Not the ice cream one.
Okay, because I did see there was a body paint of you. I guess you look like an award or a statue.
Oh yeah, that was... Okay, that one I had pasties on.
That one you did have pasties.
The Super Bowl body paint skit, I had pasties on that one. But the ice cream one, it was just all boobs, just all me.
Again, this is something people ask of you, or this is something you're just giving your people, it's more content to give viewers.
Just different content instead of just, I was shaking my boobs, but it was like, oh wow, it's bare boobs now, Just a different splash of Anne.
I see. Now, when it comes to rumors, craziest rumor you heard about yourself?
Craziest rumor I heard about myself. That I am really Brittany White. Because Brittany White, she's a famous porn star that I've come to learn. And she doesn't have an Instagram. So I posted this side-by-side picture with me and her. And a lot of people thought that I was actually Brittany White.
So
I didn't know who she was before I started this.
So this actually probably goes in with that misconception that people think you're a porn star.
Correct.
Now, just for the record, have you ever done porn?
Never, and never plan on doing it.
Never exotic danced?
Never.
None of that? No, don't have an OnlyFans website?
Definitely not.
Okay.
Not a Snapchat Premium in sight. And if you bought something off of Snapchat Premium with my face on it, you've been scammed.
Does that bug you? The Brittany White thing? Or people thinking that you're her, or?
I mean, no. No. It actually brings more of a fan following. But I feel like my followers will they'll start to notice, okay, she's not doing porn. She's just trying to shake her boobs in a comedic way. I think that finally clicked in their head. But it doesn't bother me. It brings following.
Has Brittany ever personally reached out to you?
No.
No, you haven't.
Not that I'm aware of.
Would you do a skit with Brittany?
Yes. As long as it's not porn.
As long as it's, okay. But you would be open to that.
Definitely. People would love to see that.
Now, is there a question people ask of you hate to answer? Something you can't stand, something that gets under your skin?
Nothing really gets under my skin. I'm a very tough cookie. So the questions, I mean, the most are you a porn star? Are you Brittany White? Like, I've never answered these questions online though. Like, I always like leaving some space for them to wonder. So they'll trust me. They'll be excited to actually hear the answers. But no, nothing really bothers me.
Nothing bothers you. Sounds like you don't care what people think of you.
Definitely not.
Were you always like this, or maybe there was a turning point where you did care about other people's opinions of you, and now you don't?
Okay, so I actually have an island background. I am the first generation here in the States, but my family's from Guyana. So I'm mixed with Guyanese, Chinese, and Brazilian. And for the most part, my family is very strict when it comes to stuff. So it's all about going to school and then getting a job and then still going to school while you're working this job. I'm the only one out of the bunch that actually I don't work a 9 to 5. I shake my boobs for a living. And yeah, my family, I won't say they're for this, but yeah, my breaking point was actually, I'll say when I was 17. I dropped out of school when I was in 10th grade. And the only reason why I was really in school is because of my grandmother. But school isn't for me. Don't get me wrong, I'm an AP honor student. I've always been in gifted classes. I have college course credits right now. If I was to actually get in college, I could skip my freshman year. But it's boring. When you're going to school for something and you're not doing it because you want to, you're just wasting your time. So I dropped out behind my grandmother's back. I just woke up one day, I'm like, you know what, I'm tired of being tired. Dropped out of school and started doing my music full time. But I'll say I was like 17 when I said, I hope she doesn't watch this.
So what would you say would be the turning point when you went from caring about other people's opinions of you to not caring? Was it when you dropped out?
When I dropped, well, actually, I did it behind her back. I'll say, let me fast forward to the syrup skit. Me knowing that after it hit World Star, and one of my sisters, she's in the Army, and she contacted me about like 3 days later. She's like, I just seen this video of you on World Star, and you're so much better than that. So at first, I'm not gonna lie, I cried. I'm the middle child of 6 girls, and I cried at first, and I texted my little sister under me. She's like, why do you care? You're grown. And I thought about it. I'm like, why do I care? So from then on, I was like, fuck it. I'm doing something that I like doing. It doesn't necessarily have to mean everyone else has to like it. So I'll probably say the syrup skit.
Now, you cried, but when people do care about other people's opinions for them, it can lead to health issues. It can lead to certain levels of stress. It can lead to anxiety, depression, worst case, suicidal thoughts. Did it ever get that bad for you when you did care about other people's opinions, or was crying as rough as it got?
I mean, the most that I've ever had to deal with is anxiety. You know, I had anxiety at first before I even posted the skit, because I've seen other videos go viral. The videos you least expect to go viral, and all of my sisters, I have a huge family, they're all on the internet. So I thought about that at first, but it's like, you know, I had my manager telling me, it's like, Ann, this is your future, you know, you could get big off of this. So yeah, the most I've dealt with was anxiety, not depression. It's not that bad.
When it came to the anxiety, did you ever seek counseling? Did you ever seek therapy for it?
No,
medication? A doctor?
No, I don't believe in that stuff.
You don't?
I'm a tough cookie.
Hindsight 2020? You feel like you need it now or no?
No.
You don't. Just curious. Now, when it comes to your music, which is something that you mentioned in this segment, I understand you don't care what people think about you at this point, but do you care what they think about your music?
Definitely. My music is not just for people my age. You can't look at my Instagram and expect the music that you'll hear from me because I actually make all age groups type of music. I make pop, country. It's really music for like sad people. I'm not gonna lie, growing up, I did have, I'll say, depression problems and, dealing with childhood, incidents that I've been through. So I've always been the type to listen to like sad songs or Stand By Me by Benny King and just songs like that. So I turned those type of songs into like pop, modern day songs. So I send a message in my music. It's not the typical music that you would expect to hear from a female like me.
People watching this that might only be familiar with you shaking your boobs, can they hear music that you've recorded in the past or no? Can they find it? Can they discover it or no?
I've never released a record. And I'm glad I didn't because I've done a lot of growing. I started off as a sex symbol rapper. My first time getting in a studio, I was with the original Pretty Ricky, and he's like, "You're a sex symbol." So he actually wrote my first song that I featured on with him. We never put it out though, and just being in the studio every day with him, I just started finding myself, my own voice. So I started with rap, and then I merged into R&B and then into pop. So, yeah, my old music, I listen to it now, I'm like, I'm so glad I didn't put this out because that's definitely not me. I found who I am now.
There are plans to put out music, though.
Definitely.
Do you think that your viral entertainment is gonna overshadow that? Do you think you're gonna be typecasted because of what people have seen recently in the last 6 months, maybe a year?
I don't think so. Ultimately because everyone goes through a transition in life, whether it's from good to bad or bad to good. And I don't think my Instagram videos really show a bad side of me. It shows a confident side of me. It shows like I'm not a soft person. So you've seen comments under my videos, I'm sure. I read those and I laugh at them at night. It shows like my music, once you actually hear my music, it's gonna show my growth throughout the years. So I definitely don't feel like, what they've seen already will overshadow what's gonna come. Life is all about growth, period.
Now, you spoke of this upbringing, right? You gave us a brief description of this upbringing that you had with, parents that care about you going to school and working and this, that, and the third. What do they make of all this viral stuff at this point?
The ones that have seen it, they're not for it. They don't they don't believe in it. They're just not for it. I have probably one little sister, she's right under me. She supports it, she likes every video, she comments, she even argues back with some of the mean comments.
She's defending you.
Definitely, because she knows, she's heard my music. She knows what I'm doing. She knows, okay, and you're just building your, people that support you no matter what. So the island background, it's kind of difficult. You just have to push through that, honestly. They're not for it. They're older. They don't understand this generation. They know going to work, going to school, and that's it.
Are you still on good terms with your family members that have seen this that don't agree, or are you on no terms or maybe bad terms because of that?
There's only one, my older sister in the Army. the last time we spoke, there was a text message that she sent me, a whole paragraph saying I'm better than that. And I haven't responded to her since then. And that was probably like last year, November. So that's the only one. I don't know if one of my family members have seen it, but the type of person I am, I'm a very introvert. Like, I'm an introvert at home. You won't know the type of stuff that I do until you actually go dig and find out. Like, I leave and I don't say where I'm going. Nothing. Like, I'm a shell at home. Like, you won't know anything just because they're very judgmental.